What's up, guys? Nolan here, and today we got a bunch of things to talk about across the full spectrum of possibilities for Escape from Tarkov, starting with the clarification of the Victory Day stuff. BSG have confirmed that a Victory Day sale will start tomorrow, May 7th at 2100 GMT, otherwise known as 5 p.m. Eastern United States time. EOD is going to be 25% off the full packages as well as the upgrades, while all of the other packages are going to be 20% off the full packages and the upgrades. So yes, if you upgrade from one package to the other, the discount will be on the difference in price between the two. The sale will end on Sunday, May 9th at the same time, again, 5 p.m. Eastern United States time. The Victory Day surprise needed to be clarified a bit better. If we get any surprise, it would be tomorrow, Friday, May 7th at some point, and they won't need to update the game at all. What happened last year was that there was a no day of update. The guns just appeared at the traders. This will not be patch 12.11, guys, and it will not be any modern day guns if they end up doing it with this surprise patch. This is a holiday celebrating something from World War II, so the weapons will very likely represent something from World War II in some way, most likely. So no, I don't think we would be getting the SCAR with this, but that's just my thought. And again, I'm basing this off of what happened last year, and I could totally be wrong. That could have been a one-off thing, so we'll see what happens. Next up, we got the next edition of Escape from Tarkov Twitch Rivals coming on May 18th. This will be a trios tournament played on public servers, and I initially heard that this was happening in June, but obviously something has changed. For more details about the tournament, you can check out the link in the description, but the teams have not been announced yet, so we don't know who's taking part, although the prize for first place is $6,000 though, so I imagine all of the biggest names will take part, or just anyone that likes money, which should be a lot of people. And since this will take place on public servers, this says a lot about what's to come, and a few things can happen here. What I believe will happen is that they will have this tournament with the current economy, with all the players taking part with their current stashes. I assume there will be some drops involved, but it will likely be the Twitch Rivals cosmetic purple hats and glasses and stuff like that, although I won't leave out the possibility of normal drop items as well. BSG are usually smart with their timing of big events like this, and they tend to capitalize on several big events in a short amount of time. Given the timing of this, I can practically guarantee that we will get some kind of new information regarding a new Tarkov TV podcast at the very least, if not even a full date of patch 12.11. Keeping it plain, I would put my money on a tweet from BSG where they congratulate the winners of Twitch Rivals, and then soon after, or even in the same tweet, talk about a date or talk about a new Tarkov TV cast in some way. Then during that cast, we get all the info for patch 12.11. During that cast, maybe we'll get the patch notes or a time window for 12.11, and if 12.11 is going to be a wipe, that would be the time that they tell us for sure if it is going to be within the next week or so of that cast. If they don't give us a date, or if they think it's going to be a few more weeks, they likely will not tell us if it's going to be a wipe. Hell, they might even do what they did last time and even lie about it and say it's not going to be a wipe. They are definitely keeping us on our toes these days. Now, given the very specific timing of all this, I will not leave it out of the realm of possibility to see the patch next week, where we get some kind of podcast early in the week, and then we see the patch itself next Thursday, because they do tend to happen on Thursdays. It possibly wipe on Thursday, and then that give everyone time to get their stuff together for the tournament on that next Tuesday. That could totally happen as well. I just think that that's a really tight window and sort of risky between all of the players trying to rush into the servers and it being on a public server for this tournament. I just don't see that being as a smart decision, and God help them if they end up doing that, because it is going to be rough. So because this isn't their first rodeo and they know what to expect from a wipe, I do not think they're going to wipe the game before May 18th, so that they have to deal with that for Twitch Rivals. And when we put all of that together, the Rivals event is on the 18th, which is a Tuesday, so I think either that Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, we'll get something official from BSG. That Thursday is the 20th of May, so mark in your calendars or just in the back of your head or whatever, because I'm willing to bet that we are at the very least going to get a podcast or some information about a podcast on that day. I have been wrong in the past, so don't go crazy, but I am willing to bet that that's how things play out. Moving on, we got some new Nikki leaks today over on Instagram and Twitter. Just FYI, guys, the pics on Twitter are almost always cropped bigger than the ones on Instagram, so even if you realize that they are the same pictures, if you want to check them out, I would still check out the ones on Twitter. We got 8 pics in total with some rather innocent pictures of a bear and a tree. However, these are likely set up for high definition textures of some kind in the future. So obviously BSG wants some very good looking bear statues and trees somewhere at some point. We got some attachments like this red hex handguard, or at least what I assume is a handguard, but it could be something else. We got another handguard, except this time I'm sure it's a handguard, and it looks to be for an AR-15 platform. We got a drum mag for the SKS. Some people said that this was for the RPD, but it is not. They hook up much differently, and the bracket hanging off of this one gives this away as the SKS. We got a wider shot of the mystery object from a while back, and this is almost certainly an integrated suppressor of some kind for an AK system. The reason why I say AK is because of the little opening at the top, as I believe that would hook into the gas system of an AK perfectly there. We got some gray box pants, which I think is going to be USEC, because I think that's a Beretta M9 in the holster. So I feel like if they were going to model the gun in the holster, it would fit the PMC. And since USEC usually wears NATO stuff and the Beretta is mostly a NATO weapon, I think this is going to be for USEC. Then last but most certainly not least, we have confirmation of a new weapon, and it is, to no surprise to anyone, a new AK variant. This is without a shadow of a doubt the Rifle Dynamics 704 AK pistol. For those who don't know, the title of pistol is just something to get around regulation, basically, so that you can have a shorter barrel without jumping through extra hoops. The only difference being the stock, which isn't actually a stock, but a brace, if we're keeping to that mindset. I'm not sure if that means we won't be able to mess around with different stocks or not, as I imagine that we will, but we'll have to wait and see. I won't badger on too much about this, but personally, I have absolutely no idea what this weapon would do differently than an AK-104. So if you guys have some ideas, please let me know. Otherwise, in my mind, once this is in the game, we will just essentially have two AK-104s, with this one being just a bit more fancy in stock form. And that is all for today, guys. I have a big video coming up tomorrow, and it will be my first ever sponsored video, so please be nice. Having those every once in a while helps me out big time while not costing you guys anything. If you have any questions about what we covered today, ask me in the comments or drop by my morning streams. If not, then you can find the latest Escape from Tarkov news and content in these playlists here. If you like more games than just Tarkov, check out my second channel where we'll be playing Ashes of Creation very soon. If you like this video, then you know the drill. Please subscribe. I really appreciate the people who do. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.